So, guys, I don't know where we are going to in this country. And it's very, very unfortunate that a lot of people have not realized that and they don't even know uh, how we are going to even come out of this mess that we have found ourselves. You know, we have seen a lot of signs here and there, but people don't really want to, people don't even care. And the reason why people don't care is that it's as a result of not even knowing their history, not even knowing the background of what has been happening before now. And that's why you see that the Igbos, they are so passionate about this, their Biafra of a thing, because they have been grounded, they are grounded in the history of their ancestors, where they are coming from, and the case of Nigeria. A lot of people who don't really understand how uh, things have been working we just like, oh, these guys, their own, their own is just too much. Why can't they even surpass that? But everybody's saying it now that it's leading anybody nowhere. It's leading us nowhere as it is now. It's leading us nowhere. Because when you look at everything, somebody will like, oh, why is it that you always talk about these people? You always talk about them. No, it's not always talking about them. Who do you want to talk about? Is it the Nigeria that is really dealing with everybody mercilessly that you want to talk about, or do you want to be on their side or something? When things are not going on fine, you say it the way it is. You don't need to cover anything. And that is why I say it the way it is on this platform. I don't even care whose us is God. If you do the right thing, whether you are from whatever, you are from anywhere, we tell you, okay, you have done it. We encourage you. But if things are not going the way it ought to go, you don't expect people to be, to just be supporting blindly. There's a video I came across. By the time you watch that video, you know that this kind of a, attitude or the hatred that has been on ground didn't just start now. And it's like they are leaving it from generation to generation. They are handing it over, telling them the history of what has been happening. But some people who do not even know how, what has been happening, or who do not know the history, they will just like be floating and be, anywhere belly face. Or if this one says this one, they will tick to that side, they will tick to the other side. So I would like you guys to really watch this video with keen interest. Watch it. And like I said, it's like they've been transferring this behavior, they've been transferring this notion, most especially people from the north. I don't like talking about tribes, but when you see some things, you just like, you need to reflect back what is really happening. Why is it that people cannot just give way? Just like I said, anybody can be the president of this country in as much the person is competent. But at the end of the day, we find out that these people have a different motives, they have different intentions. And to couple it all, to summarize everything, every region have people who do not want even their own people to move forward, and they are the ones elevating these people, supporting these people. Because like I always say, a tree cannot make a forest. If people who really want to do some things and they don't have other people to support them, you will see that they will not move forward. But when you have your people, when you have an insider that is helping the outsider to perpetrate evil against you, they will, they will free, they will flow so easily, and they will achieve that thing. Because if an insider is not there giving information, telling them, oh, these are my people, I know how to deal with them, just just do it this way, just do it this way, and before you know, they will just overcome. That's just the way it is. Look at watch this video with keen interest, watch it thoroughly, and you will understand where the whole problem started from.
One thing I've noticed, Premier, while I've been here, is that Northerners seem to have, I might almost call it, obsession about the Igbos. Could you perhaps explain that to me?
Well, the Igbos are more or less the type of people whose desire is mainly to dominate everybody. If they go to a village, to a town, they want to monopolize everything in that area. If you put them in a labor camp as a laborer, within a year they will try to emerge as headman of that camp, and so on. Well, in the past, our people were not alive to their responsibilities, because you can see from our northernization policy that in 1952, when I came here, there weren't 10 northerners in our civil service here. And I tried to have it northernized, and now all important posts are being held by northerners.
Is this policy of filling all key posts in the north solely with northerners and not with other Nigerians a temporary or a permanent one?
In actual fact, what it is a northerner first. If you can't get a northerner, then we take an expatriate like yourself on contract. If we can't, then we can employ another Nigerian, but on contract too. This is going to be permanent, I should say, as far as I can foresee, because it will be rather dangerous to see the number of boys who are now turning from all our learning institutions coming out with having no work to do. I'm sure whichever government of the day might be, it will feel rather embarrassed, and it might even lead to bloodshed.
Doesn't this damage the idea, sir, of all people in all regions in Nigeria being fellow citizens of one country?
Well, it might, but you are, I mean, new to our region, but how many northerners are employed in the east or in the west? The answer is no. And if there may be 10 laborers employed only in.
So for as many that watch this video with keen interest and with an open mind, you have one or two things that you want to talk about the video. But from my own point of view, what I just noticed from what the Ahmadu Bello was talking about, that the Igbos are domineering, that anywhere they go to, they dominate. And I don't see where that has become a crime or it's a problem, that somebody just have a influence or somebody just have a kind of charisma or sort of set of people, they have this charisma. Anywhere they go to, they make things happen. Because now he has never said, okay, these guys or these people are aggressive, they want to dominate, they want to use force to compel everybody to do their biddings and all of that. He never said so. It's just made domineering or dominating everywhere where they go to, when they see themselves. And that is their kind of people or their kind of persons. So I don't see where it has to come to the extent of being a problem to other people. Talking about jobs, talking about this whole thing. It was just talking here and there. The only thing I just picked from what he said, like I said, some of you must have watched it and you want to pick one or two things from there, but that's the only angle I'm just trying to see. It's not as if these guys are really going with arms. Oh, we're going to force you people, we're going to compel you people to do this, or we just want you people to be under us. The simple thing is that they are just hardworking, and it has been right from beginning. And no wonder, like I said, this mindset has been transferred from generation to generation. And like, if you hear what Juna Mohammed said, he said, oh, he cannot even endorse an Igbo person because they're always like, they want to separate, they want to go their separate way. Is there any problem with that? And that was what they've been hammering for, they've been agitating for right from onset, before what happened the other time, in after the civil war. And they tried to cool down, so that, okay, when you talk about a one Nigeria, you carry everybody along and do all manner of things. And that is why you see that even the same thing, you could see the trace even in the same our present president. When he talks, when he says something, it's just like, what is this man talking about? And when he came in 2015 and he said, you don't expect me to cater for, that is just the way I can put it, for people who do not vote for me, but I need to concentrate more on people that voted for me, for somebody who is patriotic, who is always talking of patriotism, who is always talking about one Nigeria, who is always saying, oh, I'm for nobody, I'm for everybody. It's just normal rhetorics. But within him, and he said his mind that he's not going to concentrate on people who did not vote for him. So how do you expect those kind of people? And we know that these people, they have already made their stand, that they know where they would direct their vote to, and you can't change it. The first time they did it, the second time they did it. And the question I always ask people is that, oh, some people were like, oh, and when they didn't vote for him, then how do you expect him to for him to bring development to your country, to your state? I say, excuse me, does it mean these people don't pay tax? So for the fact that they didn't vote for some for one particular party, so they will exonerate themselves from paying tax. Is that what you are talking about? Or what the federal government or what the president is feeding on? Is it from his own pocket? Is it not the same all Nigerians that are funding their lifestyle? So what are you talking about? The money that Nigeria is getting, or what is they are using to do all manner of things, is it from somebody's personal pocket? No. So it's neither here nor there when people begin to judge from that angle. And for the fact that say, okay, I didn't vote for this person, that does not stop you from paying your tax, from doing, obeying the laws and regulations of the country. He doesn't follow. Anybody is entitled, everybody is entitled to vote for who they want to vote for. But these people, this particular set of people, they have a kind of mindset, and they are teaching themselves, they are teaching their children, from generation to generation, until something drastic will happen, until when we are going to sit on round table and decide how this country is going to go. If not, if we continue to play this ethnicity and this religious whatever, it's not going to lead us anywhere. And that is why you see that our growth is very, very, very slow, even if it's not even retrogressing. So when I just came across this video, I just like, wow, this hatred, this mindset has been building up, not today. It has been lingering for a very long time, and a lot of people don't get to know it. And you can imagine, as far back as those days, for somebody to be having this kind of mindset, and up to today, it's still like that. No changes at all. So how do you expect people to say, okay, they want to embrace you? We are talking of one Nigeria. You can imagine, as at that time, this should be in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. And this kind of person is having this kind of attitude. You could see his posture, because this set of people, you feel that they are domineering. Are they taking into arms and be harming other people, or compelling people to do their bidding, or what? Even as we have it today, after the civil war, we could see how they started all over again. And yet these guys are, they are springing up. They are springing up. They are so, when it comes to hard working, being industrious, you know that is what they are meant for. That is the kind of people they are. When somebody, or when people are in a place and they are, influencing the area positively, bringing investment positively to anywhere they found themselves. So what are you talking about? What kind of domineering? Like I said, a lot of people will watch it from different angle, or will see these things from different angle. But the angle that I just picked, that that just got me, that is what I'm just trying to explain. So guys, I would like to hear from you. Leave your comments below. Please, let's be open-minded, and let us moderate our talk. No matter how angry you may be, or it may seem, you just have to cool down. Thank you very much for always being there. Bye.